It's been a while. Hello and welcome back to a figure review. Yeah, like I said, it's been a long time since I've done one of these. So let's see if I still know how it's done. Today we're gonna talk about the 20-year anniversary Union Creative Vulcanlog Revoltech Inheritance. The Yu-Gi-Oh! Dark Side of Dimensions Black Magician, Dark Magician. Does it say the name here? How do they call it? Dark Side Dimension? It doesn't have the name on it. I mean, it's the Black Magician, also known as Dark Magician in the manga. I think they also call it Dark Magician. Yeah. Black Magician, whatever. You know the dude. This dude from fucking Yu-Gi-Oh! His main monster. Only now with I think I don't know about the design. I mean, it's yeah, looking at it, it's pretty sure it's different than what we know from the series. Not only that it's just black, but I think there's some different detail going on over here. But anyway, let's take him out of the box and look at it. I summon the Dark Magician in attack mode. Hello. So there he is, Dark Side of the Dimension, redesigned Dark Magician. It's called Dark Magician. But yeah. As you know, this guy has been purple and sometimes blue and blonde in the past, in the anime and the manga. So again, this is the Dark Side of the Dimensions version. And I really like the redesign. I really like it. It's more of a dark magician. And he's not like purple and shit. I mean, purple's kind of dark. Anyway, whatever. Overall likeness. I mean, I have not seen the Dark Side of the Dimensions yet. But I looked at some pictures. And this seems to be pretty fucking spot on, if you ask me. So, overall Payne detail. The detail going on here is pretty nice. And like I said, like with the overall likeness, they didn't miss anything. They made it nice and clean. He doesn't have that super ultra much going on, but there's still a fair amount of detail. Alright, but as far as the overall look goes, there's like things I don't really approve of. When we get to the articulation, why would you do that? Like this is not so good. But I mean, overall, like I said, have another look at the detail in the face sculpt going on. So the other thing they did with the paint, which I really like, is like you have the more shiny plastic over here, and it's definitely softer plastic. Also with the backpack over here. I'm just gonna call it the backpack, alright. It's overall good, although there are some minor problems with the paint. You can barely see that on camera, but there are some white spots here, there. There are some more white spots in the black or dark gray or dark blue. It's not black, but anyway, it's like dark bluish. And overall, I mean, for the most part, it is okay. It is good. Even though there are some smudges here and there. And it goes a little bit over the line here. And, you know, the things you see when you really fucking zoom in. And I don't really have a huge problem with that, as long as you don't have big smudges. See, again, this is not 100% clean, but it's like 90% clean. Alright, so let's get to the articulation, and that's... When I read Revoltech Inheritance on the box, I was worried, because I don't like the Revoltech articulation. And this guy's kind of on this side, but anyway, let's go through it. First of all, the weirdest part is his head. It's like a three piece. You have the head, and you have the neck with this part, and then you have the, what do we call that? This area around his neck. Now, again, so it moves at three parts. It moves at the head. Let's start over there. Moves at the head, goes back and forth, and goes to the side. Of course, getting blocked by this back part over here. And then it moves. Oh, this is... Again, that was just the head. Head just moving around. Has good range. Doesn't get... Only gets blocked by this. So then we got the neck, which is moving back and forth. Wiggles a little bit side to side, but not very much. And then we have the I just don't know what to call this. The crown. Well, it's not a crown. It's like, well, that goes back and forth anyway, whatever you want to call it, and also has a little bit of, well, it doesn't really have wiggle. Now, with all this articulation, the problem is lining all these things up. As you can tell, as you can see, this part, the neck part, has not been done very well because it always sticks up if you move his head up, and if you do it like this, it obviously doesn't look good. So it's really delicate. So now you have his neck kind of sticking out, but if you pull the neck back to go kind of like in a straight line, you have the gap over here. So really all I figured out is like have the kind of like move it around like that. That's like the best I can get out. You still have a tiny gap going on there, and then just move it around over here. So there's a lot of playing around with, and but in the end, really there's not really that many options to get to without having a big gap there. That was the only real problem part, was the neck part. They should have just have this part, have the neck itself be its own part, and have this be this decorational part be connected to the rest of this. So the shoulder, let me get that off real quick to show you the shoulder. God damn it, knocked off. Almost all my lights. There's the shoulder. Again, the double balls and a big gap over here, which is okay because you don't see the gap because usually this is over there. So full range of there, you know, there's nothing hindering it. Obviously it doesn't go that much around when you have the shoulder pad on there. Obs. But I mean, on its own it moves around very nicely, and on a note, you can pull it out a little bit. I tucked it in very hard right now, so it's under there and it's kind of more limited. So if you want to, you can kind of wiggle it out a little bit to get more motion out of it. But it will fall off though. So of course, arm goes up like that, goes to the back, goes to the side, and goes forward. Holy crap! Okay. So you're really gonna get some cool pose out of that. And as you can see, this one moves around. So that's really good. I like this. And elbow goes up all the way, and you can, yes, you can rotate it around as well. And then we have the fist, which is blocked. The ball is hidden in there nicely. That's okay, but you lose some articulation. So then at the torso, moves to the sides very well, and has a little bit of wiggle. Doesn't really go back and forth that much. I mean, I kind of pull it up and it just falls back down. So I mean, it goes, nah, this isn't not really, is it? I'm trying to figure out if it's like a joint that like clicks and I just have to push it enough for it to click, but it doesn't seem to be like that. I don't know, it's frozen. I mean, there's something in there going on. Again, a ball just going into a regular peg, I think. Just like something. Why does it move around though? I guess it's frozen. It's probably frozen. Because this is weird. Well, anyway, let's not get stuck too much there. So, does it move at the hips? Yes, it does also move at the hips. Moves around over there. Also doesn't really go back or forth. Okay, so something to note, this part is on the torso and not on this mode, which is okay. Just if you move it around, kind of gets out of place. Okay, so now I see this is kind of, this is so weird. This is so weird, guys. I don't know. I just want to move away from this torso, but it's just something going on here. It just kind of went down. You can pull this one up, and I guess then kind of jam this in. I don't know, man. But yeah, he has a huge fucking gap over there, and it's also pretty, you know, not really tightly in there. Maybe I pushed it. Yeah, I that's why I pulled it out. That's why I don't like the Revoltech joints. I'm just playing around with the articulation, and it kind of disconnects. Anyway, so we have these parts of articulation, which I think way too excessive, quite frankly. I don't care for this. I mean, here it's okay because it's still kind of, you know, it kind of looks okay, but this does not look okay. And it doesn't really serve a purpose. I mean, you can make it go up or down, back and forth, but what does this look like? Does this look good? No, it doesn't. You want to have it straight, because then it looks okay, but there's like the fucking cut. This doesn't look good, and this doesn't look good. Okay, you can align it to make it less crappy, but you're not really getting much out of it. And, you know, moving it side to side, I mean, it works. You can move it side to side over here and side to side over here, but why would you do that? So, same thing in the back. I mean, just there it doesn't go up here, it just goes up over there, which is okay. I mean, whatever. And this way it works, but if you would pull it down, I mean, you can't really pull it down because you can't pull it up at the front. But I mean, that's okay. At least here you can align it. I don't know what these big holes are about. I gotta look that up afterwards. But yeah, I'm okay with this, but this is just pointless, especially this one. So, I mean, it's there. So if you want super articulation, so there you go. And then you have a look inside and what's going on over there. He has no diaper or anything, just big old balls. And that's the one thing about these Vulcanlog Union Creative that looks super weird. The big balls, they're just sticking out of their legs. Here it's okay because he has the kind of like the drape over it. Alright, go side to side. I mean, it's just, again, it's balls, so it's kind of weird because it's rotating around, you know. It goes around like that. You can't really pull it up. It just rotates, so that's not good. I'm not a fan of that. But yeah, it clicks up, and if you rotate it, you can click it to the side then. And that's why I've never been a fan of that. It's kind of complicated to just get things into place how you want them to, because you rotate it around and then you can make the clicks to go it up. I mean, the articulation is working. It goes back. It goes forward well. It doesn't go back well because it's blocked by this part over here. So, I mean, it's okay. It works, but I just don't like that type of articulation. So you have the knee joint, which, wow, is a big ugly ball. Also not a fan of that. I mean, just look at this. This is so ugly. Well, you know. And we have another big ball at the feet. Again, it's ratcheted because it's Revoltech. I'm surprised that only the legs are ratcheted and not the arms or anything. I mean, they're kind of heavy. They are kind of ratcheted, actually. Like, you go like click. It doesn't click that much, but you can see like So yeah, kind of goes for everything, and I don't know. I'm not a huge fan of the articulation. I mean, it works. It definitely works. It's not like it's limited or anything, but there have been some weird choices I don't agree with. Let's say it like that. I mean, considering they have such a big box, you would think they have more accessories, but accessory-wise, not really great. Let's have a look. So there's his face, just looking over to the side. And we have this one looking over to the other side. There's no like open mouth or anything. Then we have the grab hand for one side, and then for the other side, for his, obviously his scepter. It's just looking nice. Again, very shiny, metallic, kind of like paint job going on here. I'm just surprised that it's fully purple. I mean, he's not purple anymore, so why is the scepter purple? I don't know, but anyway. And he can put that in his hand. I want to try that out. Yep, okay, that sticks in there very nicely. So there you go. And he also has two more open hands. And that's it. And of course he also comes with a fist hand, which are on the figure right now. And he also comes with a base, which I want to have another look at the base. It's also ratcheted up here. Why? You know, first of all, it's all this like, and the fucking snaps are like huge. You can't even line it up straight. So that's no good. So I thought you could kind of peg it in there, but I guess not. Let me see. Now that kind of goes in there. Maybe that's what the holes are for. I don't know. It's kind of weird though. But maybe that's it. I just want to try with this thing on though. I guess this is kind of helping keeping him in place. I guess it's not that bad of an idea after all, because he's really nicely on there. So yeah, base itself is good though, no problems. And this is I guess this is not that bad. It just looks kind of wonky. So yeah, there you have it. One more thing, I totally forgot to give you the size of this guy. So he's not standing 100% straight right now, I know, but that's why I'm measuring him like from the base out. So let's see, to the top of his head, he's about 17 centimeters, almost 7 inches. So finally, before we wrap things off, I want to have the Dark Magician with Yugi side-by-side comparison. Looks pretty good. Overall size, I think he could be bigger, but what you gonna do? They can make it like a huge thing, huge deal. But yeah, overall, they look good together, man. They look good together. I like it. And that does it for the Union Creative Vulcanlog Dark Magician from Yu-Gi-Oh! Dark Side of Dimensions. What are my thoughts on this? Well, you know, looking at this, I kind of expect it to be a new contender in the race against SH Figuarts and Figma. Not quite there yet. I had high hopes for this, and I got a little disappointed. But at the end, I gotta say there are some quality control issues with the paint. The articulation, I'm just not a fan of it overall. You know, don't have this. That's just stupid. That's not looking good. And there's just some wonky parts like in the torso. Things that could be fixed. So that's why I'm gonna stand right now and say, Vulcanlog, you're on the right track, because this is still fairly new, the Vulcanlog series. And also, I mean, where I bought this one, it's about 10 euros cheaper than the Figma Yugi, for example, which I will be reviewing soon, so look out for that. But yeah, I would not pay the same price for this one right now as I would pay for an SH Figuarts or Figma. Just saying. It looks good though, and after I put him on a pose like that, I really like the overall look of it, and it works. So it's not bad, but there's definitely room for improvement. So we'll see where Vulcanlog goes. Do they want to reach for the stars or stay in the middle on the ground? Whatever. As usual, guys, thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed this review, feel free to hit it up with a like and maybe subscribe, because I have more figure reviews coming back to the channel in a big fashion. I still have the Vulcanlog Yugi, and I have the Figma Yugi, Yami Yugi, which will be coming out soon, very, very soon, so keep your eyes tuned on to that. And stay tuned for more figure reviews, gameplay stuff, and whatever I want. Goodbye.